Assalamu alaikum, Masal khair al Jamir, and welcome to our today's workshop, which is going to be about writing technical documents presented by Dr. Sayed Bukhari. So Dr. Sayed Bukhari is an associate professor in the Department of Information Technology, Faculty of Computing and Information Technology here at King Abdulaziz University. He was involved in teaching technical communication course. Being interested in enhancing writing skills among students, Dr. Bukhari introduced weekly writing in a technical communication course. In addition to that, he has developed an autograder tool to assist instructors in grading the weekly writing of students. His area of interest revolves around statistics with involvement in multidisciplinary research domains such as optimization of scheduling algorithm, applied machine learning, and Internet of Things. So Dr. Sayed, the floor is yours. You may start now.
Thank you so much for your introduction. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I believe everybody can hear me, right? The members who are participating in the session, they could also chat. They could type in if there is anything they find questions, doubts. Feel free to type in. I'm looking at your chat as well. Right. When I was asked to do a presentation on this topic, I was wondering who are my audience like. So I will put forth some questions to start with to see where are we targeting or where are we going through or what are we looking at. Are you familiarized with LaTeX? Do you know what is LaTeX?
Yes, text editor.
Okay, good. So today what I will do is this. I will start something with LaTeX. I will show you some things from LaTeX, and then I will take you through some technical documentations. I'm going to go through 2 steps. So first of all, please open the link I'm going to pass to you on the chat, which is called Overleaf. Okay, just open up. It will open up a page like this. Our session will be a practical session. Okay, we will go through as practice. Yeah, right. Reem Muhammad is correct. Yeah, it's like Word, but it has some facilities you will see now. So can you open up Overleaf? Okay. So I'm going to show you a very simple example and see how it goes on. I have divided this examples into different parts. I could copy these sample codes to you on the chat, so you can copy paste. Okay. Right. So here is a code. Let me brief you what happens here. I have written a code and its extension is .tex, T-E-X. Okay. Tex. You can't copy it. Why? You should be able to from your text, from your chat, you should be able to copy. Okay, no worries. Okay. Let's type this. Okay, let's start with small typing of this. It's good to practice. Right. Organizers, if you can just allow students to copy from the chat, is it possible?
Well, they
Meanwhile,
can click. Yes, they can click, but yeah.
You can do that. They say you can do that. So please try. Okay, good. So I will repeat again. Okay, I'm going to copy the file again. So this is the file. Okay, open the LaTeX, sorry, the Overleaf, and we are going to try this. What's happening here? This is a text file. When I click this, it's going to compile and generate for me a PDF file. Okay, so the PDF file has nothing, just one sentence, first words using LaTeX. That's it. Nothing else is here. So what you got to understand is the structure of LaTeX. Structure of LaTeX. Then you will appreciate what are the things you can do. But still you cannot copy. Why? Can you right click and do select, or you can just use your mouse and select? Okay, okay, good. So you're able to copy, right? Go ahead. So just copy paste it. Can you run it on your machine, on your overleaf? I suggest we create a project. Under the project, you have many files. So it will be one place where you can use yourself to learn, to practice LaTeX. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me give you some samples. I will explain to you. Then I will give you some 5 minutes time to practice, or maybe 10 minutes to practice. We'll do like this. So let me give you some examples first. Let me explain what is going on. So you could see this is the structure of a LaTeX file. Okay, structure of a LaTeX file. So you will see this is the structure. It says document class, then it says begin document, end document. So what are these things? Let me explain to you a structure of a LaTeX file. Okay, so let me go down to the LaTeX first. So you see a LaTeX, a file in LaTeX is made up of two main parts. There is a preamble and there is a body. There is a preamble, there is a body. In the preamble, you mention things which are needed for the body itself. Like you could say document class, use package, and many things could be mentioned in the preamble. You can also do what is called new command. So you mention things in the preamble. Then your body is inside the begin document and end document. So begin document and end document is like opening and closing parts of your text, of your document itself, right? So this is the body. So inside the body, you could divide them into three parts again, right? One is called the top matter, which is like the top elements of your document. Then there is a main matter, then there is a back matter. So you could divide them into three parts. So now if I take this case scenario and look back at our code now, what do you have here? We have a document class. And the document class, it says 10 point, and then it says article. What is article here? What is the benefit of this article? Why you need to have this article here? Okay. The main advantage of this is somebody can generate or create a class for you, a class file for you. You could use it. You could just use it. That's it. You don't need to, like, for example, I'm going to write an article, I'm going to write a book, and I have a specific class files. I could just use them for it, right? So this is like you get the class file and use them. You are like importing something. You are bringing something into your text file. Are you following me? Are you following me? Are you able to follow? Do you have any problems as of now? Okay. If somebody has any doubts, feel free to type in or feels free to express. Okay. So next, here is the begin document. You see, this is the body. So this is your preamble at the top, and this is the body, right? In the body, I could write anything. I could write anything. So for example, let's say I write like this. Okay. This is my first sample text, right? See what happens next. I will click the recompile, or I can do Control S to save the file. The one question I have for you here, do you see, is there any space in the text? Space. I had a lot of space here. Are there space here? So even if you put a lot of spaces here, it's going to just cut down into one single space. Okay. So if you are typing by mistake, you added extra space, it could be taken care of, right? So this is one thing, right? This is the step one. Step two, let me show you a second step. I have a program where I am not interested just as a whole document. I want to create some sections. Section 1, section 2, section 3, and so on. This is normally needed when you write a report, for example. You have different sections, right? So under begin document and the end document, which is basically your body, I say here section, then you see it automatically brings one first section, automatic. I don't need to do anything. So let's assume I'm going to create another section here. Okay. Let's call it as, I just copy pasted it. So let's say second section. Now, if I Control S, I save the file, it is automatically generated again. Okay, so you see it has given the number 2 automatic. I don't need to worry about these number creations or this ordering, this itemize. You don't need to worry about this. So simply section, subsection, subsection. So it will be 1.1.1 and so on. So all this could be done very easily by the LaTeX. This is the advantage here. See, I'm able to generate all these sections and I could just continue typing my material. This is number 2. Third example, okay? Let's say I have done everything. I just want to create a table of contents, right? Look at this. It has created my table of contents, okay? I can do my table of contents using one single line / table of contents. One line / table of contents, one single line, nothing else. So now you could ask me, how is this font selected? How is the size of the font selected? Who is doing all this for me? Because I never mentioned here the font, which font to use, right? They are already specified in the article class. It's already there. So if I create my own class, I can specify what I want as well. I can do many things there. So just make a table of content. Right, let's see another example. Okay, let me go examples. Let's say I will do like 5, 6 examples and give you some time to practice. Look at this. What happens here? I have a document class. I have the begin document here, but before the begin document, I have a title. I have a title here. What's going on here? This is my title, LaTeX template. Okay, I could give any template, any name as I like. The title will be there. And you will see the font, the structure. It's already set up for you. Okay, it will create everything for you. Then if you go down, it says make title. I'm going to comment this line. Okay, comment is using this percentage symbol. Okay, once I comment this, see what happens now. Right, the title is gone. No more title. Just one single comment. This is gone. If I keep it back and save it again, you will find it. For all these scenarios already available. Yeah, you mean these things are already available in the overleaf? Oh, you mean this code here? If you are asking about the specific code, I can share it with you, no problem. Okay, right? But if you are going to start writing, yes, you just type in and start writing like this. So for example, you have the table of contents, right? So if I'm going to, I don't want the table of contents. Okay, I just Control S, save it. You see the table of contents is gone. So simply what I need, I keep it. What I don't need, I can just take it out by using a comment, by just making it as a comment. Now let's move on to a little bit more. Okay, I'm not interested in this font. I want some other font, for example. Okay, I want to change, right? If I'm going to run now, you see the LaTeX template, the font is changed, right? I have to use certain packages for this. There are many packages. We will discuss some of the packages today later on. I'll give you some tips on it. So you could do this. Now, next one, maybe this is not that important to change a font. I want to make some points, but I don't want 1, 2, 3. I want it to be in bullets. Okay. So I want them to be like 1, 2, 3 bullet points. Okay. If I want to do it, how to generate a bullet point as well. Okay, this is possible. There is a small mistake in the code. I will correct it for you. Okay, then here it is something different, right? Look at this one. What is going on here? Okay, let me try to you could actually open the file separately as well, or download the file from the OpenLeaf or Overleaf. By the way, you don't need Overleaf. You could do it everything in your local machine by installing some software for it. There are many nice tech editors available. You could use them, right? But we are using Overleaf because we can share and we can refer things around together. So here, look at this. This is called itemize. What is happening here? What is itemize? So itemize, it means it's going to do like the bullet points here. One bullet, second one, third one, you see. And one important thing here, this word does not appear here. It's a decima. So if I go here and change it, for example, I call it as Bukhari, right? You will see now it will change. It will say Bukhari. Okay. You could change anything. You could change things around. This is basically just to have a variable. I am defining a variable here. Okay, you can define a variable. This will probably change. This is a variable. So let's say I don't like this name. It is too long. Okay, so let's make something different now. I'm going to give a variable, my name. Okay, my name. I'm just giving a name here, right? So let's say we talk about English Writing Center, right? Let's say ELI. Let's say ELI, English Language Institute. Right? If you do this, and now I'm going to do something. Right? Let me just come here. I'm going to do /begin. You see, when I'm typing, it's giving me all the options around. Itemize. Okay. So it brought me even the opening and the close tag easily for me. All right. I'm going to keep it here. Just let me delete this one. And I'm going to say the variable name I gave was my name. My name is conducting a workshop today. Right? Let's keep it like this. Let's just save it. See what happens now. Right? It will now generate the file for me here. You see, ELI is conducting a workshop. Are you following me? Is it clear? What about adding a picture? Let's say I want to add a picture. How to do it? Right? And just go here. You can include what is called graphics. Include graphics is the command. And you have to specify the name of the picture. So I have uploaded a picture here. You see, rings.png. This is the picture. I just uploaded a random picture here. You could upload any picture. And then if I'm going to run this one, right, I'm going to run this guy. So if I just save it, it will automatically generate the PDF for me. You can see the picture is here. You can generate the figure. You see the figure had the figure caption is automatically there. So these makes our life easy. The caption is done. If I copy paste the same figure one more time, for example, okay, let's say I copy it second time. What will happen now? You will see. See, automatically the number become 2. From 1, it become 2. It's easy. It generates all this for me quite easily. I don't need to bother about the numbering. I don't need to worry about many things. Let's say I don't like this width. It is little bit small. I want to make it big. Let's say 0.8. Okay. See what happens now. Right? This becomes bigger. 8. You can change the width. You can change the height. You can change how big the size or how much is the size of the figure you are displaying in your file. Is it clear now? So these are some basics. So what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to show you something more. Interestingly, in our title, in our title, if you see in our workshop title, these are the things we need to cover. Components of technical documents, common types of technical documents, how to create a document template, how to create an index, and designing user-friendly. Right? What I'm going to do now is to show you how to create index in LaTeX, how to do it. Okay, I'm going to show this, then I'm going to give you time to practice. Then we will go into how to do a template. By the way, to do all this, you should have some experience in LaTeX. You should have some practice on LaTeX. But no problem, even if you don't have, because I'm going to give you an already existing code, you could practice. Okay, I'm giving the text file to you so you can practice them. So let me go back, explain you something. There is a preamble, there's a body. And as you know, you write document class. This is the layout, whether it's an article, a book, it is some journals have their own types. So you can use the respective class. There is a begin and end statement. Okay, begin and end. And you also have like abstract, begin abstract, end abstract. You can have the title, the author name, the date. You can use make title to display the title and so on. So these are some common elements around. So let me move into indices. Before I explain theory, I will show you example, okay, to be more interesting on it. So here is indices. What is going on here? Let's run this program. Okay, here is a text introduction. In this example, several keywords will be used and so on. This is the index. Did I generate it manually or it is automatically generated? You could see here what I'm doing. Okay, this is my begin document. This is my end document. It's so simple. Okay, and you see section introduction. So automatically it says introduction. This is the name of my section. And then in this example, several keywords, I have written something /index within curly brackets keywords. This one, by the way, please remember whatever I'm writing here is not going to be coming inside the text. It is not displayed in the text because you see here several keywords. This keyword is this one, but not this one. Okay, this is not coming. Will be used which are important and deserve to appear in the index. Again, I have another index. So these are the words I want to appear in my index. So when I say print index, it's going to print it on a separate page. And it's going to give the page numbers accordingly. It is automatic. Okay. Right. So this will make things clear. See, you have index. You just write index wherever you want, and it will generate it for you. So let's assume I'm going to make this whole document copy paste many times. Okay. Let's say many times. See, now it is going to generate again. What will happen? The text is many times, but the word keyword is shown only once because it is only in that page. You are talking about to have a title for your paper. Okay, I will come back to that. It is a little bit outside our current discussion. I will come back and answer that topic. Slightly later, I will come back to you. Okay. So here you could see this is basically to generate index. Now you could ask me, look, if everything comes like this, what is this? This is alphabetical. I need alphabetical. I need one level, double level, maybe one main index, then sub index. Can I do that? Yes. How to do it? You could see here. Okay, here you have. I'm going to run this first and then I will show you how it goes. It's very simple. Okay. So here you can see nested comma 1. It is under index. Can you see this? The nested is under index. How? Because you write like this. Index. This is the main index name. And you write a exclamatory followed by the new name or the sub index. So this is the main index followed by the sub index. If you do that, it will be automatically index and then sub index. There'll be sub entries possible here. So that is the advantage of this. Now you could ask me, look, it doesn't look nicely aligned. I want it to be 3 columns, 4 columns. I want to have like, 2 columns. If I want to do something else, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, right? I will show you this one, right? See, it is now says alphabetical index and it can rearrange. Why this is inside? Because it's a sub one. Okay, it's a sub entry. So you can do it in 3 columns here. How did it become 3 columns? Very simple. You just add here make index columns equal to 3. That's all. Nothing else. No other change. So let's say if I go here columns equal to 4. Okay. See what will happen now. See, there are 4 columns now. It looks very messy because it is too small. You don't have that many indices here. So better, let's start with 3, for example. So one small change, it changes the formatting automatically. This is the advantage. Do you appreciate the advantage of LaTeX now? Are you able to appreciate the importance of LaTeX? Okay. Yes, I'm going to come to that as well, to the table of contents. Sorry, the references. So let's say I have my index and I want the index to be part of my table of contents. Okay. So here you see I'm adding only one single extra command in TOC, in table of contents. See, I'm going to run it again. Okay. See what is generated for you now. Right. If you see your table of content, this is the table of contents. Alphabetical index is also included in the table of contents. It is included here. Okay, automatically it is included. This makes your work very easy. Okay, it makes you to save your time. See, what is this clear page? What is this? After this, you go to the next page. This is what is called clear page, like moving to the next page. So if I comment this, you will find them to be in one single page. I mean, they will come up in the same page. Okay, see, they are in the same page. It's simple, one line command. It can take it to the next page. Now I will show you one extra stuff. Okay, if you want to convert, why you want to convert into doc? Why you want to convert a text file into a doc file? Look, when you are writing your research papers or your thesis, many of these things, either you go for LaTeX template or Word template, one of them. And many journals expect you to submit things in a LaTeX template using tech. So what they do, they provide you the style file. They provide you the base on which you can write your paper. Okay, they provide you. I will show you an example today. If time permits, I can show you a couple of examples as well. Right. So when if you are really inclined to save from LaTeX to Word or from Word to LaTeX, there are some tools available, but they are not very good. Okay, you might have some hiccups. It might not match what you really expect. Okay, so don't expect 100%, but you can get something. But I'm not sure why you really want to save a text file into a doc file. Is there a reason? Okay, so here what I'm doing, I am including a style file. This is a style file. Okay, style file is not same as the text file. It is different. See the structure, the way it is written. There is no preamble, there is no body, there is no document class, nothing. It's a totally a different file. Generally, you will not write a style file. Okay, if you will find it hard, it is not hard. If you're talking about commands, most of the commands, if you start the slash, it's going to give you help. And many tools make your job of typing much easier. Don't worry. Okay. So here you see you are using a style file. This is a style file I'm using, same name as this, right? Is it mandatory to generate a style file? No. Generally, we don't generate any style file. We don't. What we do, we use already existing style files. We practice using existing style files. Okay, so here today until now I have shown you some basics of LaTeX. I have also shown you some indexing in LaTeX. So I will give you some brief you some theory. To do indices, you have to use a package. There are many packages. We are using this package called IMakeIDX. So if I go to the code, you will see here I'm using this. This is the line. Okay, so you could use many packages inside one single text file. And then if you want to have the index, you should issue this statement. If you don't issue this statement, there'll be no index created. So how to add an entry to the index? By using /index, and within the curly bracket, you indicate the name or the word you want to include in your index. That's it. Okay, so you have print index, which will render your index. And if you want to have nested one under another, you have like index is the main one and exclamatory followed by the sub entry. So you can do like main topic, subtopic. You could do that here. Okay, so if you want to add the index into the table of contents, you include it in the intoc. Okay, you include intoc, INTOC here. Okay, under make index. It is not done in this example, but it is done in this example. You could see intoc. Right. Any questions to me? Do you have questions? By the way, when you write the style file, okay, generally you don't write style file. Please keep this in mind. You are not going to write this file. Very rare, very, very rare. Okay. So when you talk about this file, there are some rules for it. Okay, you could specify like what is the delimiter. Okay, that is a delimiter. What is the delimiter? You want to introduce between the key and the first page number, and then you can have a prefix, you can have a flag. I'm not going to explain this because it is not really needed for now. So let us do some practice now. Okay, let's do some practice. I'm going to share with you some files. Okay, let me do it. So if I share you some files here, you should be able to access, right? Okay. Okay, I'm going to do one thing. I'm just going to go here to my base file and I'm just going to download. I have already downloaded here, so let me do it now. Okay, so I'm going to do from my computer. Can you see whether you can access this file I'm sending you? Okay, can you open it and run the program? Oh, wait. Okay, wait. I think there was a, yeah, now, can you check now this file, please? I'm sending a zip file which has many of these files we have discussed now. Okay, these are these files we are discussing. If you unzip it, right? Yeah, you can do that. Or what you can do, you can unzip and upload from here. See, you can click on the overleaf and upload, drag and drop one of the text file. Let's start with the base text file, please. Now, if you are talking about your text file and it says there is no application installed, please open overleaf, okay? And then click on upload here, right? And then just drag and drop here. Because some students ask me privately, so I'm answering them generally. So everybody gets the same answer. Which one you could not open? You mean the second file, the zip file you cannot open? Writing technical documents examples.zip, is that the one? Okay, I will send you individual file if you have problem with the zip. If you want to open zip, you can install any zip tool like 7-zip, for example. Okay, you can use 7-zip or WinZip, any of these tools. So this is one which will open a zip file for you. Yeah, for the text file, please open overleaf.com. Okay, just open overleaf.com website. You can create your account. Just create an account with your Gmail whatsoever. And then when you can do upload here. Okay, so let's assume this. We will have a simple exercise to practice. Okay, take the base program, the initial program, text 1. Here, I want you to do this. Okay, do this. What I want you to do, yeah, just register on the website. Yes, correct. Right. Number one, let's say you have two sections. One is called introduction. You are writing a paper, for example. Okay. Number two, literature review. And within the section, you write some text here. And also here you write some text. Okay. You can copy paste from your Word file from somewhere, just paste some text. Just want to fill some text here. So here I'm going to say the objectives of my research are, okay. Then I want to have a bullet point. Bullet point, and you say number one, first objective is something, something. And then second bullet, second objective is something. Can you do this now? I want you to do this. You can refer, go here, you can refer from here. You can refer the bullet points here. No, this is not bullet here. For the bullet, you can find here. This is this one, itemize. I'm not sure what do you mean by how to find this class in YouTube. Which one is accepting only zip file? Or leaf? No, you could include, you can do like this, or you can create like this. You see, click new file and you write a name here. Okay. You mean the one I did here? Anybody has problem with the zip? See, I have given you two files. No, this one I just type it like, you know what you have to do. That's all. Don't worry about these lines I wrote here. This has no meaning. Okay, some people are not able to open the file. If you can tell me which file, because I have given you two files. One is with LaTeX, which is a text file. The other one is a zip file. Which one is giving you trouble? Text file, then use the zip file, because the zip file contains the text file also. Okay, I will do that. I will share the zip file again. Okay, here you have. Yeah, the steps are simple. No, you don't need to download. You go to Overleaf. Okay, let me show you here. Okay, I am into Overleaf, right? New Overleaf, brand new. What I have to do, I need to register with my email. Okay, you can use your Gmail and register. Once you have done, right, you can now log in. Right, you log in with your email. So I'm now logging in. So once you log in, right? Because now, I'm already here. When you are here, so let me check, maybe. Okay, I'm logged in. You find like this, right? Are you here in this? What you do, you can create a new project. Okay, create a new project, right? Create new project, blank project. Start a blank project. Let's say start a project, learning, or you can say ELI workshop, right? You can call something, some name. Done. You will come to this. Are you here now? Now you can do like this. You can go here and upload it here. You can drag drop now. Your text file, your zip file, you can drag drop here. That's it. Good. Anybody has still problem on this? Gentlemen, anyone who has problems on this? Okay. Okay, let me delete. I'm going to delete everything here. Go back. So what will happen? You click on the new project. Okay, when you logged in first time, clicked on the new project. And then you select blank project. Create a name, give a name, no problem. Give some name for it. Okay. So once you give the name for it, you will end up in something like this. Right? It will take you here. It is not opening anything. So let me just do it again. So test. I'm just showing you for you. Right? I'm here. See? Now you will be here. Now you can go here and do upload here. Upload. Or you want to create a new file, you can create like this and then copy paste the text. You can do that also. Anybody who has problems, please let me know. Okay. Is there a way to do some poll here to see whether you have done it or not? Which PDF you did, gentlemen? You are saying my PDF doesn't look like the one you did. Which one? In this example here? Are you with the first one? This one? Okay. Look, it should be like this. And then now, this is not for this file. Huh? So look, run it again. You should get this answer. You get like this? You are having like this? And what I want you to do is this one. I want you to create something which contains section 1 introduction, section 2 literature review, and in section 1 you write this statement. The objectives of my research are bullet point 1 and bullet point 2. Compile the order means, I didn't understand your question, the student who is asking. Where is the screenshot? It doesn't show me here any screenshot. You mean this one? Yeah, you can click on it. It will recompile. Yeah, you can do that. but I'm not expected to do this way, huh? Because I want you to do under this itemize. Here using section. So you will refer to this one, this guy, that is a section. So I will copy this guy here, right? If I need to change this, I'll do section, and my first section name is introduction, correct? So if I save it, Control S, you will see it brings introduction. I need like this. Okay, there is a file here. Let me check. Still downloading. Can you tell me what is your error so I can see? It did not look bold as a section. No, this is bold. If you zoom in, you see. Not this one, because this is the section, right? Once I write this, I should remove this. I don't need this. Anybody who has any other problems? Anyone? Any other issues you are facing? Okay, let me check how many of you are able to do what I have asked you to do. Can you say yes if you are able to do it? Or maybe you can raise your hand if there is an option. Yeah, bullet points. How do you add bullet points? You go here to define variable. I have given you this example already, right? By doing this, begin itemize. Okay, so it is using begin itemize. So begin itemize needs end itemize as well, which is not here. So I'm going to write it here, right? Then slash item. Do this. Try with this. So if you have trouble, you could refer to the example I have given to you, which is under define variable. You will find it here. Good. So if you have done, let's take an example of doing an indices. We will do indices next. Bit after I want, how do I make it appear on my file? What do you mean on your file? What do you mean on your file? You mean to generate this? You click this guy, recompile, the green one. If you want to generate the PDF, or what you do, you press Control S. You save it. When you save the file, it will automatically generate the PDF. Control S, which is saving, so it will generate the file. Is that clear? Okay, good. Okay, the time seems to run, so we need to use our time effectively. But anyway, it's good you all are learning. So let's take, can we move on to the indices, or are there somebody who has some trouble with this code? Are there some students, some members who have some trouble with these codes? Okay, okay, good. That's good. I assume you are able to do this. Good, thanks, welcome. So I'm going to put it back to the original one. Now we are going to do indices. Okay, can you open this file? You have it in the zip. Index 01 indices. Open this one. Open already? Okay. So here I'm going to give you few points to remember. Very important points. This is mandatory line. You remember, I need to create indices. I need this package. I make IDX. I need this. Okay. This is the one that makes the index for me. And this one says you need to make the index. Let's say if I comment this guy, right? So let me run it without commenting first, because we were seeing some other file here. So I'm running with comment, without commenting. So there is an index here. Okay. Oh, I copied this 2 times. I don't need it. So let me just delete this so that we will be same. The file you have and I have will be the same. Okay. Now if I'm going to go here and comment this guy, see what happens next. Any idea what's going on here? Where is the index? Where is the index? Index is gone. Even though there is this line here, print index, index disappear. Okay. So this is necessary. It is mandatory. Remember this command, make index. So number 1, we need this guy. Number 2, I need this. Let's assume I comment this guy. Okay. Again, let's check what happens now. Okay. Where is the index now? Again, not there. So you need 3 of these commands to make sure the index appears. Number 1 is the package. Number 2, make index. Number 3, print index. Is that clear? Okay, good. So you need these 3. So I want you to run this first. Can you run this? Just run in your overleaf. It should work. Did it work? Is it okay? Can I continue? Okay, so I'm going to do something right now for you. Right? So let's say I'm going to the ELI website. Right? I'm just copying the statements there. 1 minute. Okay, I'm going to bring here and paste the history, the vision, mission, and so on. I'm just copying something from the ELI's website. Okay, so I'm actually referring to this site here. I'm just copying from here. So what I did, now I need to have something called goals here. So I want to say goals of ELI. Okay, I'm going to do this and save it. See what happens now. See, goals of ELI is coming here. Right, automatically it is alphabetically ordered. Right, goals of ELI. So do you see this word in the text? Right, can you see these things in the text? Let's go up in the text here. ELI's history, vision, mission, values, goals. Where is the goals of ELI? It does not appear here. Okay, it does not appear in the text here. This part is only included in my index. Just remember this point here, please. Okay, so try, can you create something, put some text and then add, put up and down and see what happens. Okay, let me give you some task here. Okay, task for this. Remember to do it in the begin document. Huh? Let's assume you don't have begin document. See what happens. Delete it. Comment it. Okay, comment. See, already it is giving me red color. Right? So you know it is necessary. Okay. Right. This is the body. You need the body to be included inside. Right? Please try to do this indices. So for indices, I'm going to give you some task. So whatever I'm writing within these lines is the task. Okay. Create indices for our ELI, or you could use ELI website or FCIT website. Right? So here, what I want in the indices, you need to tell me programs. Under program, you should say if it is, for example, FCIT, we have information technology program, we have information systems program, like this. If it is ELI, there will be many programs. You could refer to them here, right? So please refer and put them under sub-indexing. I want it to be indexed like this. Program under program sub-index. Okay. Number 1 point is this. Number 2, right? I need, or let's say the index should be of, let's say, 3 columns. Okay. Number 3, title of the index should be called as, so let's name it as, the title is our index. Okay. Number 4, include the index in the table of contents. Okay. Now I will explain how to do this. Then you will try like before. Okay. So when I write something, maybe you look, oh, this is too much. No. It's very easy. Number 1, how to do this sub level. You go here. Okay. Here is this guy, the main and the sub separated by an exclamatory. That's it. Simple. Number 2, here I said, what else I said? Should be 3 column. How to do 3 column? Go here. See, you have the make index. Here you only have make index, right? At the top. Now you start writing brackets. In brackets, square bracket is like options. Okay. You are sending some options now. What are the options? Column equal to 3. Done. Title equal to, what is the title I told you? You write that title here. That will be done here. How to include it in the table of contents? Simple, one single line here in TOC. That's all. Are you following me or your problem here? All the participants here, are you following? Are you able to follow what I'm asking you to do? Okay, this is just having the title for it. So basically, I go here. Here is the title. Clear? Any other questions? Yeah, this exclamatory is used for what? You know, this is just basically to have the main and the sub. Please try this now. The indices. Okay. Look, I will show you. Good question. See, let's say I call it as my index. Okay. Right. See, thus changing the name here will affect my ordering in the index. No. It will be alphabetical by default. It doesn't make any deal here. Even without, if I go here, the first one, and I don't have any option here, By default itself, it is alphabetically sorted. Did I answer you? Okay. See, it is. So please do this, try this out so that I can move into the next topic. Just show me a hand or yes when you are done. Ah, you mean an online resource? There are many resources, by the way. There are plenty of resources. There is also some workshop shown later coming up. They can give you, or I can also share through the ELI institutes. No problem. We could do that. Okay, is that okay now? Everyone is able to do it? Which questionnaire you are talking about? There's a question about questionnaire. I'm not sure which one. Is it for me or for somebody else? I'm not sure. The session is until 6:30, correct? So we will do it probably in another 20-25 minutes. We should be done. Organizers can brief me if you want to have a break and then continue. It's up to you. Okay, good. If you get some errors, you might get error like this. Okay, might be there is some mistake in your setup. Okay, what you do, get back to the original file or go back and test the simple version. Maybe you miss some sections or you miss some closing tag is missing. Maybe a bracket is missing. These kind of minor errors might be there. This is why you are getting this error. Anybody else? Any other concerns on this? the indices, or can I move on to the other topics? Can we move on to the next topic? Members there who are attending the session, should I go on? Okay, let me go on to some other topic as well, just for you to know next. Right, so here, what is make index? What are the parameters you can have? The columns, you can have in talk, which is included in the table of contents. You also have, which is separation. Okay, you can say what are the number of units of separation between the columns. And then there is also a few other rules here if you need a vertical ruler. For example, if I go here and try this. Okay, here. Okay, see what happens now? There's a line in the middle. It separates a vertical ruler. So you can do this also. Okay, it's a column is separated by column separator rule, or the ruler is separating it. Right, this is one thing you could try. Okay, let's move on from our cases here. So let's talk about templates. This is our next topic. Okay, what is a template? Why do you need a template? And what are the benefits of it? Normally, when you want to write articles, write things, you prefer to have a template. Why? Because if you have a template, this template can make my life easy. I will have a template for assignments, template for homeworks, template for a lab report, so that if I want to generate, it's going to generate quite easily for me. I will show you an example of a template. Here is a template. Okay, I'm going to just run this for you. Don't worry if you don't understand all of them here. Let's have a look. See here, this is a template for an assignment. Okay, assignment in a course. So I can write here assignment and it says course title. So let's say this is our course. Course is ELI, okay, workshop, right? And I want to do now assignment number 3. I write here number 3. See what happens now. See, it changes here, automatic. If I say 2, it will become 2. If I put 1, 1. So I can just generate and my name will be here. All the time, my name is not going to change. So I'm going to use my name here, right? And whenever I want to generate, I'm going to generate like this. The date is automatic. It will bring the date. Whenever you submit, that same day will come because you say today. And there is a space. This is the space, vertical space, how much space you want between them. So main thing here is this. We have something called new command. What is this new command? New command, new command, new command. What is this? New command is something we use when I want to create my own command. Until now, we were using command like this, /begin, /section, /index, /mac index. These are commands built in LaTeX. They are from LaTeX. Let's say I want to generate my own command. I can create new command, /new command. And this is the name of my command. My name of my command is /make title 2. So this is the name of my command. Or here my command name is /sol. Sol is the command name, right? So, and then let's take this simple one. This looks much simpler. So let's take this one to start with. See, and it says this is already an existing in LaTeX. This will make solution as bold. It will make it bold. So for example, I'm going to write here /sol. Okay, this is my command. See what happens next. See, solution, colon, from where it is coming? From where it is bringing this bold solution and a colon? It's coming from here. So moment you type sol, S-O-L, it will automatically replace it by this. So what is the advantage? Instead of typing all the time long commands, I can make it shorter. This is the advantage of I can create my own commands. Do you follow me? Do you understand? Students there, members there, participants, are you following me? Okay, good. So now I will explain some of these commands to you. Okay, I will explain how the commands are made. So you can ask me, do we always generate templates by ourselves? No, you don't need to. If you generate once, you could share with your friends, you could share with anywhere. There is a website where you will find templates for many things. Articles, journals, assignments, calendar, book, there are plenty. So you can take all these, whichever you need, and you can use it as the template for you. Okay, so you could use a template. You can also create your own template, but there are some conditions when to create a template. And what are the things to consider while you make a template? Number one, what document class to use? You need to know. If let's say today I will use one document class, tomorrow I will use another one, then what is the point of my template? Right? No point. If I'm going to use the same document class, then I can use that template. I can use a template where I write the document class. That's it. Number two, what are the packages I need? Whatever packages I need, I should include them in my template like this. You see, document class is article package. I need geometry. I need math package. I need graphics. Maybe you don't need it all the time. Sometimes I need this. Sometimes I need this. So include all the packages you will need whenever you need it. No problem. Just include them. Okay. Then you need to structure your document. And if you want to create a new command, create a command using the new command. Okay. So new command. After the new command, you specify, right? What is the name of the command? You want to know the package names itself? Okay, we will try to give you a cheat sheet of LaTeX commands and packages and so on. Okay, we'll share with you a cheat sheet. Just remind me so I could do that as well. So here it is a text BF. This is basically make the text what is coming inside the curly bracket as bold. It will make it bold. That's all. It will look bold. That's it. And look at this here. Let me go back and show you the new command. Sorry, here. The new command. Let's understand the new command here. Okay. What is this? What is this meaning? There are brackets like this. This is saying 2, 2, 2. What is that? So meaning I'm going to pass 2 parameters. I'm going to pass 2 parameters. Okay. So this is my parameter number 1. This is parameter number 2. So please, let's have a look at this one. Okay. Let's look at this guy. This is the one we are looking at. Go to the question here. I'm going to copy here just for easy referring here. Question. I'm passing 1. So I'm passing, this is, here is my question. It will go here and it will say, this is the text. This is the second data I'm passing in. So here you will see here, here is my question, which is coming from this. Why it is italic? Because it's a text IT, make it italic. It says here. And what is #2? Second parameter. This is the second parameter. What is the first parameter? This is the one coming. So it will come here. So there are 2 parameters I'm passing. Number of parameters is 2. What is this square bracket here, empty bracket? So if I go here, I have written here, right? The empty bracket basically means what is the default value? Default value is nothing, empty. That is the default value. Do you understand now? So let me change this command slightly differently and show you what happens. Okay. I'm going to the question here. I'm going to remove the flush text. Okay. So let me just remove begin flush left. Right. So this is the question now done. Let's look at it. Okay. So here you see it brings my question and the solution comes in the same line. And let me change it to BF here. So what will happen now? Even this one will be bold. Okay. You will see now. See, here is my question. Are you following me? Is it clear now? So let's assume I make this as number 2. I make this as number 1. What will happen next? The number 1 is basically the number here, question number. And this is the actual question. But now you will see question. Here is my first question. All right, let's see. See, question here is my first question. Then number 1 is like the question mark or the actual question. So please watch out here. You pass 2 parameters. Access the first parameter #1, second parameter #2, like this. Do you understand now? Hello, are you able to follow me? Okay, good. So what is next? What is that we are going to do next? Right? I'm going to show you something and I'm going to give you some practice. Okay. Let's do something with practice. Here is an example. Okay. It is a title and abstract. You are writing an article. Okay. Let's assume you are writing an article. Right. And you want to have some title, you want to have some abstract. So let's say abstract. This is the, what's that? This is the abstract. Right. So I'm going to save it. See how it appears. Abstract. This is the abstract. It comes in correctly. Okay. So you could create an abstract. You could do many things here. You can do new commands. You can create your own commands here. For example, here is an example of commands. Right. I think it might be too much right now to take this. Let me give you one example which you will practice now. Okay. Let's do one example practice. I'm going to give you a link now, so which you are going to refer to. Yeah. So here it is. Okay. Can you go to this link? Are you there at that link? Okay. Go to the related work assignment number 2, right? That is assignment 2 related work overleaf. Can you copy that? Can you download and create it in your overleaf? I have done it here myself. I want you to do like this. You can upload the zip. It can open the overleaf. If it does not do that properly for you, you can create a folder here. You see, folder. And in that folder, when the folder is selected, you have to upload. I will show you an example now. Please watch my screen and you could follow. Okay. So I am going to create, let's say I click outside, any other file, create folder, test. Okay. Let's say related work testing. Okay. I'm giving a name, right? Create it. Once it is done, I select that folder. Click on this and say upload. Please watch out. I repeat again, select the folder, click on the triple dot and click upload, select upload. Now you drag drop all the file at one go like this. You see, I'm uploading 4 or 5 files at a time now, not one by one. So if I click this guy, you see, it has 5 files already uploaded. Are you able to do this? And if you want to create a subfolder, for example, I want to create a figure folder inside. Remember, I select this, click this guy, the triple dot, and select new folders. Now the folder I'm creating will be inside this folder. You see, it's a subfolder. Do you understand what I'm doing? Are you able to follow? Can someone answer me whether you are able to follow or not? Okay, good, good. Actually, I downloaded the zip file and I extracted in my local machine and did it from my machine itself. Okay, don't worry. As we are running short of time, let's assume you have uploaded this. Okay, I'm going to explain what is going on here. This is at the Stanford, they are providing a template for the students to submit their related works. So what is this? There is a style file. Okay, this is a style file, STY. And if you look at it, it is slightly different than what you have studied. This is the bib file. One of our students asked me, one of the participants asked me at the start, in the middle of our session, how to include bibliography, how to include. You can use Zotero, you can use Mendeley, you can use EndNote, this kind of reference management tool. From this tool, you can generate this file, bib.bib, okay? You can upload it there, that's it. So you generate it, you upload this file. You are not manually creating this file. This is coming from your tool, your reference management tool. Then you can go here. This is our main file, LaTeX. Okay, here is where you will type. You will go here, you type your text, whatever you want to type, you type here. You see, begin document, and they say the author name, who are the authors. You can change the name here. Start writing your section here. See, they write here. Fill in this section with your related work. So when I generate this, if I compile this, I'm just saving it. So you will see it is going to give you a template. This is their related works template. See, related work template. When you fill, it will come automatic. And how to provide citation, it is using this. You want to refer something, this one, /cite. And this is the same name which will appear in this file, the bib file. Do you understand me? Is it clear or is not clear? You are talking about proofreading. Probably there are some tools, but not so good enough. Okay, not so good enough. I can give you an example as well. I will try to share some of the documents maybe after the session. Right. So you will see here. See, there is a style file. There is a bib file. There is a text file. What is this file? Okay, let's try to understand these files. See, they also have a BST file. It's a big text file. Again, this is referring to the papers whatsoever. CLS file. This is a class file. So what are we concentrating is on the text file, But there is also what is called STY. There is also what is called CLS. And in the figure folder, they have their figures. Basically, I've already uploaded. This is their figures there. Okay. So let me brief you quickly some few points here just for you to know. you can create packages. You can create classes. Packages are stored in STY file. Classes are stored in CLS file. CLS, STY. Okay. The problem with the class file, you can only load one class file per text file. For one document, I can only have one single class file. So when I say document class, there'll be only one single document class. But when I say use package, there can be many package files added to a document. Okay. And there are certain characters or symbols which have special meaning in LaTeX. One of them is this guy, @ symbol. Okay. This symbol has a special meaning. But if in your text you need to use @ you have to write it within this thing. Make @ as a letter. Make @ letter. And then you say make @ other. Okay. Between these two, I can use the @ that is the use of @. So you can see, you can use this STY, you can use this. And this is how you write things inside the packages. This is how you write in the CLS. Yeah, you can combine manually as well, no problem. Okay, you could do that. So I want to give you some small tips for our session today. There is some more things I want to share with you, and the time is getting short. So I just want to share you something. Okay, look. One of the tasks of this session is about what are the different types of documents you need. Okay, so here is a summary from one of our courses, which is the 2-to-1 course. If you write a positive correspondence, in the abstract, you write these things. You answer this. In the body, you answer them. You write these points here. In the conclusion, you write this. If you are writing an informal report, what should you write in each part? In the formal report, what do you expect? So there are different types of documents, technical documents, reports, proposals, and then you have formal, informal. In the proposal as well, in the report as well, you have correspondence, positive, negative, neutral correspondence. Okay. So you can have, and you want to write job letters, what is expected. So here you can see when you write a letter, you need to have these things here. Okay. You can see what is needed. When you write a memoranda, for example, in this, what you need to have. Okay. For an email, what is expected? For an informal report, what is expected? So this is a summary we have made from, it is not something new. It's available in the books, but the summary is ourselves. We made this summary in our course. Okay. So I could share this file if need be. This is part of a course material. We use it in our course, right? To show you what is expected. If you are writing a letter, what are the components which are expected? If you are writing a memo, or if you are writing an email, for example, if you are writing a proposal, okay, proposal, what is expected? In the cover page, what you need to write. In the letter of transmitted, what you should write. In the table of contents, so on, so on. So this is a summary of different type of documents and what is expected in each document. Is that clear? I hope this is clear. This will make your understanding easier. I tried to show you, I have just shown you some simple examples of how to do them using LaTeX. Okay, right. One last point to go before the time is over for us. If somebody is interested, I have my own academic channel where I have this auto grader, which was mentioned in the introduction, that I have an auto grader. And if you are someone looking for what is called as reference management tools, okay, so you have how to do referencing. Okay, there are certain things like what are the reference management tools you have. For example, you have Mendeley, you have EndNote, you have Zotero, right? If you go down here, you will find various types of reference management tools. I'm just explaining them, and you could choose whichever you find suitable for you. Okay. I think I'm running short of time, so I need to close the session as of now. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Otherwise, we will end the session, and I leave the floor to the organizers.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Bukhari. We really learned a lot from this wonderful session. It's my first time using LaTeX. So also we will have another workshop about how to write reports, by using LaTeX. Inshallah, 3 weeks from now, the same time, we'll have a workshop on how to write a report using LaTeX. Thank you for sharing all of these techniques and tips and how to play with LaTeX. Inshallah, 3 weeks from now, we will dig into the step-by-step how to write report. So now I shared with you all, and thank you again. Thank you all for attending the workshop. I already shared with you 3 links. The first one is the evaluation form. Please complete the evaluation form to get your certificate. The second one is our appointment website, and the third one is our YouTube channel. And inshallah, Mr. Bukhari, Dr. Bukhari will share his channel as well, YouTube channel. Yeah, he already did here in the chat.
Yes, yes.
So yes, I think if you have any questions, we'll still have, let's open it for 1 or 2 minutes, 2 or 3 questions. So then we end up our session. So just post it in the chat or open your mic. So feel free. So the evaluation, I already shared the link, and here I'm gonna share it again with you. All right, so since I guess no more questions or comments, so thank you, Dr. Bukhari, for this wonderful workshop, and thank you all for attending it. And inshallah, I'll see you 2 weeks from now, inshallah. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and see you, inshallah.
I'm just uploading the Word file, doctor. So let me just share the cheat sheet file which they were asking.
Okay.
Everybody, they can just download it. I think it is now on the chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
they can take it from there.
I'll save it here and keep it for those who want it in the future. So
Thank you so much. Thanks for giving me such an opportunity. I wish and hope it was fruitful and useful for everyone.
it is, yeah, it is
Thank you.
fruitful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.